Good afternoon, the Chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy Center, our Legal Department, co-comrades and able viewers, EMEKA is the solution. Live from our UCHECHUKWU branch, have a case of domestic misunderstanding through violence reported by one Mrs. JULIET, UCHECHUKWU OSUJI against Mr. EMEKA God's power. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the both parties are live to our office. This case was once presided by the chairman, where the complainant aired the picture of the defendant because efforts to reach out to him or invite him for a peaceful resolution proved abortive. But today is live to our office here. Please join us as we interview them for a better peaceful resolution. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy Center Alternative. We may end this case on our second page, alternative page. Please, no foul language is permitted to be used in this platform, and remain blessed. Thank you. Okay. From all allegation or whatever you explain to this office against this gentleman, repeat the statement before him so that they can know how to respond to your allegation. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
You speak up. I don't need to beg you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, viewers. My name is EMEKA OSUJI. I've been married to my husband here beside me, Mr. EMEKA OSUJI, for past 12 years, and now I have 4 kids for him, 2 boys and 2 girls. But from the onset of this marriage, it was based on lies. It was based on lies and deceit. He even lured me into having blood covenant with him. From the onset.
How do you mean? You take your time and give us details. Don't talk when you are not ready to give details. How was it online? For instance, he told me he was not married, but he's married. For instance, they have a child. So if you say this lie, before you say the man is lying, then tell us how you say he's a lie.
From the onset of this marriage, why I say he deceived me and he lied to me, because
no, don't shoot the chair. I'm not wedding you here. You are.
He didn't tell me that he has a girlfriend that he even impregnated. And refused to marry the girl. He didn't tell me anything like that. He lied to me that his both parents are all dead, that he does not have a family member. He lied to me concerning his name. He told me that his name is Chinoso instead of EMEKA.
Chinoso?
Yes, ma'am. So after some years, I was pregnant before this marriage, before we got married. So I find out that everything about him was lie. That he just had misunderstanding with his biological mother. That is why he has not traveled to his village past 7 years. When I met him, I tried my possible best to reconcile him and his parents, and they were very, very happy concerning that. But I can say that reconciliation led to some of my marital problems till today.
How?
I tried reconciling the mother and the child, and after that reconciliation, my husband here keep on telling me that the mom said that they did not like me, that why will he marry an Anambra girl, that they don't marry an Anambra girl. Even when I buy gifts to give to his mom, he will say that, he will tell me that even this gift that you give my mommy, maybe you want to be a better wife. My mommy did not even greet you for that. I even complained to one of his sisters. I said it's a lie, that her mom appreciates the gift. I said okay. I left that one to go. He told me that since he did not have anything, because when I met him, to God be the glory today, we had nothing. Even sometimes I would pray on pure water, we would drink it. I was once working at Tinkan Island. I had a fixed deposit account that I'm running. I dropped out my school. I used that money to take care of him and my unborn baby. I do all manner of odd job just to keep up the family running, until by the special grace of God, we got 2 bikes. Him is riding one, One guy, Hausa boy, is now writing one. Later, he started doing his ties well. And by the special grace of God, God has been giving him contract. Things we are now moving out better financially. I didn't stop my work. I keep on working. I will go to school. When I come back from school, I will do home lesson. I will still go to the bus stop. I sell at the bus stop. I sell bag and shoe. I will go and carry those bags on credit base. When I sell it finish, I will return their money and take my gain and be supporting him and my family financially. But every now and then, it was all about fight. It was all about fight. To the extent he will beat me. Even when I was pregnant of my second son, he beat me up. I was bleeding. I have to run to one of my church member, Esther. I slept at her house. My pastor was now calling him that the wife that you beat, she's not feeling fine. In fact, she's bleeding. No. He said that is a lie, that I just deformed. I'm just forming. So later, they took care of me and gave me medication. He came and begged. I went home back with him. Several times that he will beat me up, he will beg me, I will come back, because I don't want to have a broken home. I don't want to leave my children in the care of another woman. But he keep on threatening my life, even his numerous girlfriend. Sometimes they will call me on phone and tell me that better leave my husband alone. And the last time one guy like that called me and said, are you CHIC? That day he left his phone at home. The man, I picked the call because it keep on ringing constantly.
Mr. CHIC, remove this thing from your face.
It keep on ringing constantly, so I picked the call.
You are fainting and you still cover your nose.
It keep on ringing, so I said them maybe the call is important too, and he forgot his phone. I picked the call. That was the day, 1 week after I gave birth to my last child. It was hell, but God saved me. So that day I picked the call. The man was telling me better leave my wife alone. I know that you are married and you are still dating my wife, causing problem in my family. Leave my wife alone, or if not, if you come to Ocho, that will kill you. And I say, oh God, no vex. Now in wife they talk, my God forget him phone for house. I beg, I just born finish. I just they come back for hospital, no vex. So that her sister came home that day. I was telling her with tears. She now said maybe it's a wrong number, that I should forget about it. I said, what about the numerous ones? Sometimes he will beat me. I will travel with my children. I will stay at the village. Even this mark in my body, even sometimes he will beat me with belt. If we are fighting.
What happened to the mark?
This one, he beats me. He always come back late in the night. So when he knocked the door, I was already asleep. So when he entered, he hit the door on my head like this. So he now said, I've been knocking since you could not come and open the door. Why must you sleep when you know that I have not come back? So he was now chasing me. The iron on our, we are living in a one-story building. So I was rushing out. The iron now tear my body, P6. So I now managed to draw my body and got it treated. So that, when I got it treated, several times he will beat me. I will travel with my children. There was even a time he was beating me. I have an 11-year-old daughter. If I'm lying, you will see most of her letters that she will write, consoling me. So when I traveled, I will stay with my kids at the village. Later, he will come with his parents. He will beg. My people will forgive us. They will not ask us to amend. And we will go back and reconcile back again. But the last incident that happened before we got separated, he has misunderstanding with my brother that we once lived with. That my brother was not living in our compound. Okay. These are the letter that my daughter normally writes to console me. Let me read it to general public. Dear Mom, how are you? I hope you are fine. If so, glory be to God. My purpose of writing this letter is to console you. Be strong. God is your strength. Ignore what Daddy said to you. You hear? Nothing will pursue you. You are my mother. And if he says so, you are lying. So please be strong. God will strengthen you in Jesus' name. I love you, Mom. Just be strong. I love you. You are the best mom in the whole world. I love you. Thank you. And I promise, my first daughter, praise God.
How old is she?
She's 11. She's in JS1 now.
When did she wrote that?
That was before we fought the last fight that we separated. That was the date. She normally writes dates sometimes. That was last year, 2020.
When she was 10 years.
Yes. So, and this one is when the daddy
properly. This is not bedroom.
And this letter is here is when the daddy separated me and my children. He took 2 away from me. I recovered it back later. When we had this last fight, he took the 3 of them to her sister place. I was looking over for my children until I finally got one, praise God, the senior one, to be helping me. Because after the pandemic, I stopped doing anything, no teaching job again. I was only selling at the bus stop just to feed myself and my children. Even when my husband was with me, he never cared to feed us well or even pay our school fees. Sometimes he will even drop 200 naira for 4 children. 500 for us. We have been to many stations on women's rights. He will beg them. Even the last time we went there, they detained him. He begged and promised that everything that he's going to take care of my children, he's not going to beat me. He will be threatening me. After everything, he will not keep to his promise. I will continue suffering and scratching, doing all manner of odd jobs just to take care of myself and my children. So this last time before we departed, that he separated my children. This is the letter my daughter wrote. Dear Mom, how are you? I hope market went very well. If so, hallelujah to God. My main purpose that I'm writing this letter is to ask you if we are going to go and see Precious on her birthday, and also we are going to see.
Leave the letter. Tell us what is the issue.
So the issue now, before we separated, that he left us for past 1 year and now, he had a problem with my brother that was staying in the same house with us. Before this issue, he has been removing our property one after the other. When I asked him, he told me that he wants to repair it. I said, but all this property is not spoiled now. Which one be say he want to repair it? He said he want to change everything. The house expired. He did not renew the rent. He said he has a purpose that he will not tell me. He will keep on telling me that since I do not want to leave the house, that he will frustrate me, that he will even turn me to a mad woman in Lagos State, and I must leave the house, and another woman will take over my children. The other time that he separated my children, he took my children to Oshodi, to one woman place where the woman was taking care of them. The other one to has my stepsister has a sister place. Later they now start having problem. That one start calling me with his family member that I should come and take my children. He returned my children for me. So when he now has the problem with my brother, that he stabbed my brother 2 places at the chest.
Stab your brother?
Yes. Even that my brother was here yesterday, Friday, which he promised to come and he did not come.
Call him now. Let him come. We want to hear the story.
Okay, ma'am.
Where is it?
He's staying at I'm coming from Ijaye side. He's staying at Abuleba.
Call him.
Okay, ma'am.
Before he finishes his statement, your brother will be here.
Okay, ma'am. Let me bring out his number. So he now said, why should I wash my brother clothes for him? I said my brother was going to a TB Joshua program. He now begged me to please to wash his clothes for him after washing his undies. No, it's here. Okay. He now begged me to wash his clothes for him and help him so that he'll be able to see clothes to wear and go to work the next day. That is when he was still staying with us. And he normally wash my clothes, even my husband's clothes, because after work, I will come back late. I will soak those clothes and go to bus stop to go and hustle my market. Before I will come back, it was already late. I will put food on the fire, the washing clothes. If my husband come back, he will even go inside and stay. Sometimes if he even come and there is no food at home, he will go and buy indomie, make the indomie and eat and go and lie down. So that my brother will normally help me to wash. So that day he begged me to help him to wash clothes. I couldn't resist it. And I asked him, oh yeah, buy money, bring soap money. He now buy soap. And I help him to wash his clothes. When my husband came back, he asked me, who washed all these clothes? I said, I am the one that helped my brother. This is his number. I am the one that helped my brother to wash his clothes. This is his number.
Call him now.
Okay.
Which one be this is his number? Are you not the one to call your brother when you meeting?
Okay. So I now told him that I'm the one that washed my brother clothes for him. And I say it's a taboo. Why will I wash my brother clothes for him? I said, but he's washing my own, even your own, if I soak everything together. You normally wash it for us. It's not a big deal. I did not say any big deal. It's not said before, compound people have been telling him that my brother is not the one marrying me. Shebi if he no give me food money, and my brother go give me. Say if he dey come back, he go buy bread for me and my children. Say na him dey marry.
Call now. I be person where they hold this microphone na your handset. Call and hold your microphone now. Okay. They are holding, you just dey talk, leave what you want.
Oh, they enter my phone. My bank is gone.
You better go and follow us on our Human Rights Defender and Access to Justice Advocacy Center Alternative, because that is the page where the man will be responding to this allegation. So you people that are here right now, follow and subscribe on our Facebook page, share and like. But the man will respond on our Human Rights Defender and Access to Justice Advocacy Center Alternative. So if you are already following us on that page, you've liked, then you'll join us when the man wants to respond to. Thank you. You said the number did what? Go ahead.
So after he asked me, he told me that it's a taboo for me to wash my brother's clothes. So that night he stabbed my brother. I couldn't stay in the house again because every time that we are fighting, he will be using things to fight me. Like our glass cup, he will remove it and break it and be using it to chase me. I'm making two persons that he have stabbed in my front. I now said that he will drop charm on the road for me. If I pass it, I will die. Since I refuse to leave his house for another woman to take care of my children for me, I said, God forbid, another woman can never take care of my kids for me. So that night I left because even the ballet, people in the street gathered that day. I was shivering, I was full of fear. I couldn't sleep in that house. I left and went to my church. I was staying in the church crying. Then later, one of my church members came in and I told her what happened. She now said, you cannot sleep here, it's dangerous. We now went to her place. I now sleep at my church member place that morning. Before I could come back the next day, my husband here has already left with my 3 kids. But later, he took them to her sister place. After 1 week plus, I made the investigation. I recovered my 3 kids from him. So before he left the house, we are doing one contribution, which is 10,000 every week. If after doing my business and getting money from my school, sometimes he will tell me that, okay, this week I want to do this contribution. No, bring 2,000, bring 5,000. That money we will use it to complete our house in the village. I said, okay, that is a very good idea. Let's complete that house. So he will bring. Sometimes if I do not have, he will complete the money and put. But at the end of the day, when this pandemic came, I was asking him to, okay, the money that I have, I even gave my husband here my ATM card. He runs my accounts for me. I don't know anything about his account. I don't run his account for him, but he runs my own account for me. Even if he has need for money, I will tell him, go and collect my ATM card, collect money. After, sometimes he will pay me back, sometimes he will not pay me back. So that money that worth 150,000 naira, 10,000 every week. When that pandemic came, my husband said he put that money in fixed deposit account. My husband traveled. He did not repair the house. Where is the money? He did not bring the money. Only the gas cooker that is attached as a gift that month, that is what he brought home to me. The money, said that he put it in his fixed deposit account. I don't know the whereabouts of the money or what happened to the money up to today. I've been staying with these kids in that my church member place, my 4 kids. At the end of the day, it was so hectic there because the woman has 3 children already with the husband. and they are staying in one room. So with time, I start staying in the church with my 4 children, under sun, under rain. And I will still carry them and go to bus stop to go and sell my market, to be able to feed them and take care of myself. So later, church member and friends, they helped me to gather money. I rented 1-room apartment for me. But that 1-room apartment, the compound and the toilet is not conducive at all. But we keep on managing it. I've been staying with my 4 children for past a year, and until last year, January, I felt seriously sick with my children. Even when I was sick, my pastor called him and said that, please come and see the children. Your wife is even sick with your children. When he came, he looked at me and said, but you do not look like somebody that is sick now. He left. He just bring a sachet, one roll of sachet, cowbell tea, 1 sachet of Dano milk, 1 Indomie, small macaroni 4, spaghetti 4, ororo 1 bottle, and drop it for us in the church and left. Give my children 200 naira. He left. Later, my husband, pastor called him to come and reconcile with me. He begged me that he has changed. In fact, he's going to rent a house for us. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's going to be paying 5,000 for me to be taking care of the children. I accept. I believed him again. Okay. The 5,000, he did it for just 1 week, 1 month. Some week he will bring 2,000. Some week he will tell me if I come to Oshodi roundabout, Bolade, I should wait for him there. He's coming to give me money. He will give me 2,000. Sometimes he will give me 3,000. I will go and tell my pastor, see what my husband is doing. He's not complying. He said that things are somehow, like he said, that he will change. That I should keep on praying for him. I keep on praying for him to change. Until when I got sick with my children. And before then, I went to market and I was robbed of my phone and money that I'm using to go to market. My pastor called him and said, pity this woman. The load is too much for her. Pity her. Please, I'm begging him. And I promised my pastor that he's going to borrow me 40,000. That if he borrow me that 40,000, that I should give him back the 40,000. And when my children fell sick, I spent more less than 20,000 to take care of myself and the children. So after that, I traveled home because I couldn't take care of myself alone with my 4 children, going to bus stop, selling and taking care of my children alone. So I traveled. When I traveled to village with my 4 children, I stayed there for over 2 months plus. My husband never knew whether we are eating, whether the children are fine, sick or not. I was there in the village with my children. Nothing is happening. I can't expect my old mom taking care of me finish, now come and be taking care of 4 children with me again. And my daddy, the work he's doing is not more fetching him enough money. He's the only one supporting the family. I decided to start working in the village, but it's not earning me enough to take care of the children. All this while that I've been staying with these children for over a year plus, my children, they are not going to school, and my husband is aware of that. I only enrolled them in lesson, and I told him that I've enrolled the children in lesson. Be bringing money, let them be going to lesson until we are financially stable to pay for their school fees. He said, okay, he will do that. He did not do that. Until he now tell me that if I must do that, I will come to Oshodi and see him. So when I came to Oshodi, he now tell me that he cannot displease himself and come and please me and my children. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, if I want him to do anything, I should come to Oshodi. I will tell me a hotel that I will come. I will stay with him. I said, for over these years, you don't know whether me and these children we are feeding, we okay or not. You want me to come and stay in the hotel with you. I can never do that for you. For all these years that you have been doing all this thing. So later, my mom said that I should please, the burden is much for me, even my dad. Even when I traveled, I even went to his father's house. I made the complaint. I told him, the man prayed for me and said that he's even tired of all this settle today, quarrel tomorrow, settle today, quarrel tomorrow. So I left. I went back to my hometown. I was with my children. I couldn't take care of them very well. So I borrowed 70,000 naira from Shiloh to pay their school fees. Their school fees was 74,000 naira to pay and enroll 4 of them in the school. Because my daughter just finished writing her common entrance, and I single-handedly run that common entrance until she passed. Apart from her, his cousin sister that was staying at US that sent me 10,000 naira to support my daughter. My husband 1 naira did not enter inside her journey. So at the end of the day, my daughter got admission down there in this east. I said, better, it's going to be cheaper for me. So So my mom now said that I should leave the children so that I should go and be carrying my market. Because I normally carry goods from credit. When I sell finish, I will return the money and make use of the capital. So I now come back to Lagos, month of April. I start hustling. All that while I was there, my husband never show up. Even though we are calling him to come back, he say he will come March. He will keep on turning us until I came back. When I now came back, it's not up to 1 week, like 2 weeks that I came back. My husband traveled to the village and went there and gave my children half bag of rice, 1 sachet of peak milk, chocolate, one sachet, 1 carton of small indomie, 1 bucket of custard. It's even in my phone. I videoed it and gave it to them. And my small son that is 2 years plus, my mom said that when he came to greet his dad, that his daddy now gave him 1,000 naira. When they were now asking him about school fees, he now told them that they shouldn't bother, that one is not a problem, that they should call me. They should call me. I should send money. When my daddy now tell him, okay, go to your people, tell your people, carry one of your people to come. Let's know that you are. Before he even went, he called me on phone, begged me and said that he did not want problem, that he's going to make peace with my parents, that I should tell them that it's peace that he's coming for. I called my parents, telling him that anything that he bring, just collect it, make peace. I don't want problem again. This problem don't tire me. So when he said that he's going to his people to go and bring his family, he did not come back to my village. He left from that place. When we are now calling him concerning my children's school fees, up till now my children have not paid their school fees. I managed to send 6,000 naira for their lesson money. Even the bike that is taking them to school, I'm the one struggling to pay. I will send them feeding money. I will send them school fees. I know that I will be the one to buy pants. I will be the one to take care of every of their need. Even if last 2 weeks that my son was sick, vomiting and feeling, I was the one. Even if I have or not, okay, I will send. And since that time that he left, he has not called me. Don't call me on call. He don't. When he call my mom, he will tell my, if my mom asks him about money or any other thing, he will tell him that he will call him back and he will cut the phone. That is how I be struggling. And my house rent has expired. The place on top of the gutter at the bus stop that I'm selling has also expired. I can't carry this burden alone. That is why I come to woman rights. Please, to help me. Even if my husband want to marry another woman, or the girl that he give pregnant, I know that he said that he have given the girl pregnant before he met me. I'm not bothered, because he have already told me that I'm not bothered. The only thing that the children that God have given to us, we must not let them suffer because of our mistake. We must not let them suffer because of our negligence. We don't know what they are going to be tomorrow. Let him just stand up for my children. That is why I am here today, to beg him to please help me in my children's aspects.
All right, we'll be back in a moment. Just like I said, the link is there. You can click on the link and follow us on that page. We'll be back again. So go to Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy Center Alternative. That is where the man will be responding on this very case. Thank you.